Now that we've made a path, we're going to look at the elevations, the elevation profile. First off, you want to make sure that you have your path selected. If by accident you had something else, you want to make sure you go and click Misty. Then we're going to go to the menu bar and choose Edit. From Edit, go to Show Elevation Profile. Now you'll notice that there is a big red arrow that goes back and forth on the volcano, and that shows you where on the path you are. And then also, as you go back and forth with your mouse on the elevation profile, you can see what elevation you're at. And it shows it to you both on the elevation profile as well as on the volcano itself, on the path. I want you to notice two things in looking at the elevation profile. One is that going on the left here, it has the elevation in feet. So this particular profile goes from 13,131 feet up to 18,915 feet. Going along the bottom, it shows you how wide the area is that you're looking at. So if we were to get a width for the volcano, it would be 4.5 miles. Okay, if we're going to figure out what the depth of the crater is, I'm going to go to the very edge of the crater. And the highest point on the crater is 18,915 feet. Then going to the bottom of the crater, it's about 18,354 feet. So now we have the highest point of the crater and the lowest point of the crater. If we want to figure out how deep that is, we can subtract those two measurements. If you get your calculator out and subtract that, you get about 561 feet. Now, one of the things I have you do in this exercise, let's go ahead and minimize this. On the page for this lab, there's an area where you can convert feet to stories. So we're going to go to that website, and we've got 561 feet. And let's convert that to see how many building stories that is. So that's the same as about a 52-story building. It gives you a good idea of how deep that is. Okay, going back to Google Earth, we also want to look at the width of the crater. I'm going to close this area here and look at the top part of the volcano. And this time I'm going to use the ruler. So before we used path, and now we're going to scroll on down over here to where it says show ruler. You want to make sure that your ruler is either in feet or miles. So I'm going to make mine in miles. And then you can click and drag across the volcano crater, and that tells you how wide the crater is. And this particular crater is about a half mile. And you just close that and it goes away. Okay, that's pretty much all the measurements you're going to be taking. So you're going to look for the width of the volcano, the height of the crater, the lowest part of the crater, figure out what size building you can fit in here, and you're also going to look at the width of the crater.